There is a very popular saying in China, there are only things you can't imagine, nothing that you can't do. Hi guys, in this episode I'm actually talking about sex dollars and religious leaders instead of office holders. Mahogany furniture is in great demand in China. The bulk of these luxury items are sold by attractive live streamers. Let's take a look at a few examples.
哇，你说我这佛骨架也太好看了吧！是当然了，这家佛骨架都是用的新材制作，而且它的一个成色都是无添加无染的。
那既然这样，给我来10套。
哎，那不是我的客户吗？先生，请问是现金还是刷卡呢？
听说你们想做我男朋友，但前提是你得先买一套沙发。我的要求也不高啊，面前这一套呢才给1们，1235件套或者1135件套都是没问题的，多种配置、多种颜色任你选择。这款沙发它的靠背呢做的是一个简约的雕刻，雕刻的石榴，石榴寓意着红红火火、多子多福。靠背带弧度的，我们坐在上面呢非常的舒适。面前这一整套呢都是纯料专制来的，大扶手，手放在上面呢整着是特别的舒适，还标配一个加大加宽的茶几，并且呢带有4个抽屉，储物空间都是非常足够的。靠头做的步步高升的设计，并且还是通料到底的。沙发都不买，更别提做我男朋友啦。哎，小哥，你是来看家居的吗？
不是，外面下雨，我进来躲一下。
啊，没事啊，进来就是我的客户，我带你去长长见识，走。 这是我们新到的龙门沙发，这应该不叫沙发，应该叫宝座。你看这大锦鲤，你再看这大金蚕，你再看看这霸气的大麒麟，你看这么霸气，就像皇帝上朝一样。这不叫宝座，叫什么呀？明明可以用机器雕出来，却要用纯手工，这可足足用了3年呀！姐掏心窝子跟你说，这套真的值了。
姐，那我要了。
Categorically, I have nothing against using eye candy to sell furniture or anything for that matter. Even though I won't buy anything from these pretty live streamers, my taste is obviously very different from those who watch Wang Lei's live streams.
我那讲啊无力了，哎，你的疑是淹死的，看你那谁哩，你问这种啊，不是人问的话啊。
Any relationship that comes out of such transactions, be it platonic or friendship with benefits, it's not for me to judge either. The following is a cautionary tale. Let's get on with our story. Madam Tsai was an influencer from Fujian Province who sold mahogany furniture through live streaming. In 2020, she received an order worth 1 million yuan from a stranger. The very next year, after COVID restrictions were lifted, Madam Tsai's preferred customer invited her to Chengdu to meet up with him. Eager for more sales, Madam Tsai travelled to Sichuan Province and discovered to her surprise that the buyer of 1 million yuan's worth of mahogany furniture is actually a monk and the abbot of a temple in Sichuan to boot. The abbot hinted to future orders and wanted some favours in return. Thus, the monk changed out of his robes and the two of them checked into a hotel room in Chengdu. After Madam Tsai returned to Fujian, her husband, Mr. Qian, discovered that his wife had slept with someone on a trip to Chengdu. After some thorough investigations, he found out that the man who cuckolded him was the abbot of a famous temple in Sichuan. Instead of blowing his top and divorcing his wife, Mr. Qian hatched a devious plot. Once again, there are only things you can't imagine, nothing that he can't do. Mr. Qian asked his wife to arrange for a rendezvous with the abbot in Chengdu. Inside the hotel room, he installed a hidden camera and captured footage of his wife's bedroom antics with the abbot. He then confronted the abbot, showed him the video, and blackmailed him for 1 million yuan on top of the 1 million yuan for the mahogany furniture. The abbot paid up and the matter was settled. Fast forward to July 2023, Mr. Qian decided to milk the abbot for more money. He travelled to Sichuan, contacted one of the abbot's disciples and lured him out. This time he asked for 3.3 million yuan. Strangely, the abbot requested to meet Madam Cai and discuss the matter in her presence. Madam Cai travelled to Chengdu and the three of them negotiated. I believe it must have looked more like a secret society meeting than that of a Zen master with his disciples. After much haggling, Mr. Qian settled for 3.2 million yuan. Interestingly, Mr. Qian was asked to sign a document promising never to ask the abbot for more money again. 699,000 was paid to Mr. Qian in cash. Another 500k was transferred to his account. The remaining amount would be paid in annual installments of 100k. After the meeting, the abbot called the police. Mr. Qian and his wife were both arrested in Chengdu, probably just as the abbot had planned. Appearing in court, the couple was only charged for extorting 3.3 million. Even though they were charged for making an obscene video, the 2 million paid earlier was considered payment for furniture and a settlement fee, which means that if the couple had used legal means to entrap the abbot, money demanded from the abbot at the first instance will not be considered blackmail or extortion. While the mainstream media was focused almost entirely on the couple, netizens questioned the wealth and morality of a religious leader buying luxury items and hooking up with influencers for sex. I remember when I was traveling in Sichuan, when I stayed at a temple that was operating a guest house on its grounds, on its premises. In the daytime, when visitors arrived, the monks would be chanting and explaining the artwork and architecture at the temple to the visitors. Once the tourists had left, the monks would watch videos and play mahjong. Some even went home to their wives and children. Make no mistake, there are strict rules that the monks have to follow, but these rules pertain to nationalism and Communist Party interests that have nothing to do with Buddhism. Temples that are tourist attractions earn a lot of money. In the past, these institutions were reduced to empty shells. They are now cash cows. As long as the monks apportion their earnings to the government and pledge loyalty to the party, they can pretty much just put on a show during visiting hours and throw their precepts out of the window once the doors are closed. In fact, religious leaders are encouraged to just pay lip service to the religion and just focus on the business side of things. According to some sources, earnings from very popular sites like the Shaolin Temple, the entrance fees could reach 500 million yuan a year. 70% of that goes to the government and 30% goes to the maintenance of the temple. On top of that, temples receive donations from devotees. The total earnings of these supposedly non-profit organizations are astronomical. It's not difficult to imagine that someone in authority could decide how the funds are distributed and direct the flow into the pockets of his inner circle. Of course, China is not the only place where such religious corruption takes place. It even occurs in Singapore, but let's face it, China's potential is enormous and our crooked monks are way below the level reached by those in China. That's all for now. Please like, share and subscribe to this new channel of mine so you can get to watch more videos like this. Thank you.